We are here to talk about biodiversity. Biodiversity is a very important thing that we need in our lives. When an ecosystem is biodiverse, it is very healthy. Recently, though, our ecosystem has become unhealthy due to the fact that humans are expanding and taking away more land. There's deforestation of parks and forests, and there's invasive species of plants that are coming and just completely wiping out the native species that are there. This is becoming a big enough issue where Pope Francis even said that we need to be good stewards of the earth. We need to protect our home, and we do that by protecting biodiversity.
Hey guys, I'm here at Mitchell Park, and here we see an example of the destruction of biodiversity because of deforestation. So as you can see, this whole line of trees, starting over there, going on here, they cut about 10 feet of trees, which could have been the home to many different plant and animal species, destroying their species, and they cut the trees down. So I'm guessing the park cut these trees down so for human attraction, really. They just wanted to make the parks look nicer, but they didn't really take into account the species that were living and surviving off these trees. Now there may be other trees in here, but I mean each tree is special, so it could have been home to different birds' nests, all this kind of stuff. As you can see, there are telephone wires passing through Mitchell Park, so that is probably why they cut down the trees here, because they don't want trees that close to the telephone wires. And because of the growth of humans, that's why we have the telephone wires. So thanks to humans, they cut down these trees and impacted the biodiversity here at Mitchell Park.
Pope Francis believes that we should address the problem of the lack of biodiversity by making the world just a greener place. I know this place isn't that green, but springtime will come and this place will flourish. But to make the world a greener place, we should limit the amounts of greenhouse gases that are in the environment, limit the amount of pollution that we give off, try to just grow stuff instead of cutting stuff down, limit our growth because the overpopulation of humans is destroying the environment. If we do not do these things, it could be very detrimental to the future of the planet. From the USCCB, they think that from the loss of biodiversity, we are already seeing the impacts that are being presented by the loss. Like, we're limited on our resources in some places. Some places are being taken over by invasive species, and some places are changed completely because of the actual destruction of the environment by pollution and many other things. Pope Francis's viewpoint on biodiversity in Laudato Si, he states that we should focus on protecting the environment and biodiversity, and stresses the importance of keeping the environment diverse, because if he believes that in the future we might need some of these plants and animals' genes to create a better future for us and for everyone around us.
Hey guys, we are at a quarry right now, and quarries actually have a great impact on biodiversity. Actually greatly damages biodiversity in this area. So when they excavate the area, like mining down and creating this huge hole, obviously some species and other organisms are going to move away or get killed in the process, so that can affect the biodiversity. Also, some the quarries can indirectly affect some organisms because of noise pollution that can affect the reproduction of some organisms, and also the groundwater could flood some specific habitats or also dry up some habitats.
To prevent the loss of biodiversity, we can pull invasive species that take over the land of the native plants that are growing, and we can also plant a wide range of different plants that will grow and foster into a very diverse ecosystem.
So one thing that we really need to focus on is making the world a greener place. Because the climate is continually to get warmer and warmer, that is affecting the loss of biodiversity. World's getting warmer, killing off more species. So one thing that we could really do is, make more use of carpools. We could take train, take the bus. We can use different forms of transportation so we don't have to, use cars all the time.
we could also just recycle and just make the world a better place in many different ways.
Another way that we can help with preventing the loss of biodiversity is we can educate people. A lot of people don't know that the loss of biodiversity is occurring. By making a widespread acknowledgement that we are losing a lot of our native species, it will help create awareness that we need to stop the loss of biodiversity now, or else we might be screwed over in the future.
And also, last thing is that there are a bunch of groups that are fighting deforestation and the building of quarries. So we could always take part, or just even talk to some of those people who are ahead of those committees and groups, and they could, give us tips on how to help prevent the loss of biodiversity, or how we can help take part in their cause in preventing the loss of biodiversity.
The loss of biodiversity is greatly affecting our ecosystems, and because of that, we need to find many different ways that we can help it. In the video we talked about supporting different organizations that are fighting different problems like deforestation. We also need to limit our use of different greenhouse gases, because climate change is greatly affecting the diversity in different ecosystems. And like Pope Francis said, we need to take care of our environment. Biodiversity plays a huge role in environments. We need to fight invasive species, plant different kind of species, and we just need to take care of our common home.